Hey Brian, so this is your ground strokes and there's just a few things I'd like you to work on. Alright, so let's skip this part. Alright, so starting with your backhand. Alright, let's go ahead and look at your preparation. Alright, so do you split step? Yes, you do. Alright, so that's good. Alright, and your take back on your backhand looks pretty good. You take your racket up above your head and your shoulders are turned very nicely. Alright, so let's go ahead and see. So you take your racket back and you start to drop it and you start to transfer your weight, which looks really good. Alright, so now one thing I suggest you do, if you look at your racket, it's pretty parallel to the ground. What you should try to do is try to drop your racket head below the level of your wrist. So your racket should be something like that. It'll help you get under the ball and hit more of an arch and more topspin. Alright, so as you start to swing, where's your contact point? Alright, your contact point is kind of late. Alright, it's back here. You need to hit the ball a little further in front of you so that you can get more power and hit earlier. Alright, so just preparing earlier will help you to make contact further in front. Okay, your follow through is nice and high over your shoulder and that looks good. Now let's go to your forehand. Alright, so you're shuffling over and you split step, which is good. Alright, your racket take back is good. Nice and high, and you transfer that weight, which is really good. So you take a really big step forward so you can get a lot of power into your shot, which is nice. Alright, your eyes are on the ball. You're bending your knees very nicely. Okay, now same with your backhand. If you look at your racket, it's the same as the ground. It's very parallel. You need to drop it a little bit lower so you can hit more of a rainbow, you know, a low to high motion, and lift the ball up a little bit. Alright, so as we move forward, your contact point is a lot nicer on your forehand. Notice that it's way out in front, your arm is extended, and you can get full power off that shot. Alright, and your follow through is not bad. Okay, so your forehand looks a lot nicer. So let's go back to your backhand. Alright, so shuffling, you have that racket take back, you turn your shoulders, is good. Now the other thing I could suggest is when you're in this position, you need to put more weight on your back leg so that when you hit the ball, you can transfer and get more power into it. Okay, so along with your racket take back and dropping it, you need to put more weight on your back leg and transfer it as you hit. That one was a little bit out of your reach, so that's probably not a good shot. Alright, but anyway, and your forehand. Okay, so your racket back, take back's nice. One thing I'm noticing right now is you notice your left arm. It's kind of like this. What I'd suggest is if you're hitting a forehand, try to have your left arm straight out. It's going to help you judge the distance of the ball so that it doesn't get too close to your body. Have your left arm parallel to the baseline, okay? It'll help you turn your shoulders and judge the distance, and it'll just help with a lot of things. Alright? And your footwork on this forehand was kind of unprepared, right? You want to be able to get to the ball earlier. It seems like you're having trouble on the wide balls. So get to that spot earlier so that you can set up your feet and step into it. Alright? So yeah, the wide balls are the ones you have a little bit of trouble with. But other than that, your technique on your forehand and backhand, it's pretty good. Just remember to work on dropping the racket head below and getting more of a low to high motion. Okay, Brian? Alright, so work on that in practice.